Hi there, this is Shrikant Dasari. So in this lesson, we are going to learn about the very basics of PHP. Okay. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I am using the help of Google instead of doing regularly the tutorial like in IDE or something like that. Okay. So first I am typing in going to W3 schools. Okay. So which is a very world famous thing for learning various web related technologies. Okay, so you might be familiar with this website here. Okay, so if you come to the PHP section here, so you have a whole lot of topics here which is very essential for any programmer or developer to have a good knowledge on PHP. And also along with PHP you have MySQL database related concepts tutorials. Okay, and also we have how to process an XML file using PHP. Okay, so XML is abbreviated as Extended Markup Language, which is the most standard way to transfer data in the web technologies. And also we have AJAX requests, how to handle AJAX requests with PHP. And also we have they have given so many references in PHP language. Okay, so first and foremost we are just skipping the very basic tutorial, and I'm going to intro part here. Okay, so introduction, so what are the prerequisites of this course? That's what they are going to tell you here. The most common prerequisites for the PHP are these three things here: HTML, CSS and JavaScript, because these three things are considered as client-side scripting languages. Okay, so all the CSS is not a scripting language; it is style. It is used to apply some styles to our standard HTML pages. Okay, so in JavaScript, to make some interactivity, to add some dynamic nature to our web page, such as doing validations and so on and so forth, we need JavaScript. Okay, so all these technologies are client-side technologies, and what is the main purpose of PHP is that it is a server-side scripting language. Okay, so why? Excuse me. So you might get a question: what is the real need of any language like PHP? Okay, so for example, if you want to store some, so for example, when you are developing a web application, there is a situation that you are asking some data from the user, and you need to store that data permanently in the database. Okay, so for that purpose, you need some carrier between the client or the user and the database which is sitting in the backend of the backend, which is sitting in the backend somewhere else. Okay, so there should be some carrier language or scripting language in order to take the data and store the data efficiently in the database. Okay, so the client so the client cannot interact directly with the database. Okay, so there should be some intermediate thing which is going to carry all this process. Okay, so the client side technologies like JavaScript or HTML does not have those capabilities. Okay, so they are just used to design the interface, the front end part, whatever you are going to look or whatever the user is going to get the front end design. That's it. Okay, so the PHP sits in the server. That's the reason it is known as server-side scripting language. Okay, the PHP scripts are executed on the server. Okay, PHP is free. That's what they have noticed here. PHP is free means open source. Okay, so they have the main acronym for PHP is Hypertext Preprocessor. Okay, so it is a very most popular and amazing server-side scripting language that you can ever get to be used. Okay, so it is very hugely popular, such that the most modern web applications like or companies like Facebook and Google, everybody tend to use PHP as their scripting language. Okay, and also that's what PHP file. So what is a PHP file? Okay, so what is an extension of a PHP file? So extension of PHP file is going to be a .php. So that's what they have said here. And also you have various kinds of so what we call the PHP file. A .php file can contain the whole lot of client-side technologies like HTML, CSS, and also the PHP code. Obviously, that's what it's going to be. Okay. So it can handle all those data along with the PHP code also. Okay, so if you want to look at how a basic PHP code looks like this, I'm just going a step backwards here. So this is a very basic PHP example here. Okay, so we have so all these things are very familiar with you. The doc type, the HTML, and body, and all. So this is the very PHP part. Okay, the real PHP part lies here. So if you run this example, nothing happens much. Just whatever the echo is equivalent to print. Okay, so print or system.out.println in Java. So that kind of statement. So whatever the thing you are giving here in the echo, the string, it's just displays on the web page. Okay. So coming back to our intro part here. So what can PHP, just we have discussed previously. So PHP can perform dynamism or server-side capabilities to a web application. So if you are building some serious web applications which has some interactivity with the server, okay, for example, if you take any online web applications like Facebook or Twitter or whatever it might be, so there are millions of users are connected, and whatever the languages or technologies you are going to use to build such applications must be highly scalable. Okay, so you don't know the performance depends upon what kind of technology you are using, because the user obviously the response time of any typical user is just 2 seconds. Okay, so if our website could not deliver or could not load within 2 seconds, we might lose the users also. Okay, so PHP can perform various database related operations like opening, reading, writing, and deleting, and so on and so forth. And PHP can also collect form data. So for example, form data in the sense you're telling the user to fill up a form, you're asking him to sign up for your website. So in that case, you produce a form to the user, and user just keep on filling the data, and finally you collect that data and store the data in the database. Okay, so and also PHP, using the PHP we can send and receive cookies. So cookies are just like a small memory, so whatever the data, so the cookies are most useful to keep it simple. So every time the user need not depend on the server. Okay, so it is a performance related issue. So if you have a cookie set up within your client side, and the information need not be asked for the server, and such that it don't have any delays and all. So if you cookie is a small file. So if you the whatever the essential data like the names and all, you need not passwords, remembering the passwords and all, and those kinds of stuff we can store within a cookie. Okay, and also using the PHP we have just discussed earlier. So PHP is a carrier. Okay, so it acts as a carrier between the database and the client. So it can add data or delete data or modify data in your database. Okay, and also PHP is used to control the user access. Okay, so user the permissions. Okay, so every user for login credentials, that's what we say. Okay, so based on his credentials, so he must be given access to the data from your web application. Okay, and also PHP is very highly secured. Okay, so you might get doubt that why do you need PHP when you have so many different choices for developing web applications. So PHP, the first and foremost reason is that PHP is highly scalable, and it is available on various platforms like Windows, Unix, macOS, and so on and so forth. Okay, so PHP is almost capable with all the servers. Okay, so here servers means the web server software. So for example, the most commonly used web server software is Apache on the Windows world, or not only on the Windows world but also on the Linux world. And also that's what they call as a LAMP stack: Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP, and also they use the term acronym WWAMP. Okay, so Windows, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. So these are the two acronyms which is the most common in the web application or web programming world. And also we have the another most common server is IIS server, IIS, which is Internet Information Services from Microsoft. Okay, and also PHP has a wide range of database support here. Okay, so PHP supports a huge number of databases. The most commonly interlocked database with PHP is MySQL, which is also again free. Okay, so now Oracle Corporation is looking after the MySQL. Okay, so the PHP, and you know that PHP is free and open source. You can easily download that from this website. If I click that link, it automatically takes me to that website, php.net. Okay, so we will look in the next tutorial how to install PHP and a web server successfully and execute a small piece of code. Okay, so PHP is very easy to run, and it runs easy to learn and runs efficiently on the server side. Okay, so its efficiency is what made PHP more popular. Okay, and also it's very easy when compared to other web application development languages like JSP or ASP.NET. Okay, so see you in the next lesson. Goodbye.